सारे मोहतरम, जिस तरह के आप बखूबी जानते हैं कि आज दबिस्तान इकबाल ओपन फोरम में मौजूद गुफ्तगू है अल्लामा इकबाल और ज़रतुश्ती रवायत। इस मौजू पर गुफ्तगू करने के लिए हमारे दरमियान एक निहायत इल्मी अदबी शख्सियत कालमनिगार अदीब ब्रिगेडियर प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर वहीद तारिक साहब मौजूद हैं। आप इकबालियात के मज़मून में खासी दिलचस्पी और वसी मताला रखते हैं। आप 7 किताबों के मुसन्निफ हैं और अब तक आपके लातादाद आर्टिकल्स नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल जर्नल्स में पब्लिश हो चुके हैं। आप कई जर्नल्स के एडिटोरियल बोर्ड के मेंबर्स हैं, आप उनका हिस्सा हैं। आपने 1977 में फारसी जुबान में पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी से मास्टर्स किया और उसके बाद आपने 1985 में फारसी ही में पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी से पीएचडी मुकम्मल की। आप आउटस्टैंडिंग एकेडमिक रिकॉर्ड रखते हैं। आपने थ्रू आउट कैरियर 7 गोल्ड मेडल हासिल किए। आप पाकिस्तान आर्मी में भी अपनी खिदमत सर अंजाम दे चुके हैं। आप एक जवान फौजी होने के साथ साथ एक मेडिक भी हैं और आपको ये बात सुनकर बड़ी खुशी होगी कि आप अल्लामा इकबाल के अफकार ख्यालात, उनके पैगाम और उनकी फिक्र को और उनकी सोच को आम करने के लिए आपने यूएई में मजलिस कलंदरान इकबाल के नाम से एक इदारा कायम किया है। आप उस इदारे के बानी और सरपरस्त हैं और आप मुल्क और बैरून मुल्क में अल्लामा के अफकार ख्यालात को बड़े मौसर अंदाज से लोगों तक पहुँचा रहे हैं। और आप इससे कबल 1 साल कबल दबिस्तान इकबाल हमारी रिक्वेस्ट पर खुसूसी तौर पे लेक्चर देने के लिए तशरीफ लाए और आज एक दफ़ा फिर आप हमारी दरख्वास्त पर अबू ज़ैदी से आज एक दफ़ा फिर इस खूबसूरत मौजू पर गुफ्तगू करने के लिए हमारे दरमियान मौजूद हैं। मैं आपको खुशामदीद भी कहता हूँ और आपसे गुजारिश करता हूँ कि आप दाइस पर तशरीफ लाएं और आज के इस खूबसूरत मौजू पर गुफ्तगू फरमाएं।
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nameh Javid Hadrin Karam. I've been asked to speak in English today because of the guests here. I hope it will be acceptable to all the audience. Having said this thing, I'll start from Quran. أَوَلَمْ يَسِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَيَنْظُرُوا كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ كَانُوا أَشَدَّ مِنْهُمْ قُوَّةً وَآثَارُوا الْأَرْضَ وَعَمَرُوهَا أَكْثَرَ مِمَّا عَمَلُوهَا وَجَاءَتْهُمْ رُسُلُهُم بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ فَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيَظْلِمَهُمْ وَلَكِنْ كَانُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ يَظْلِمُونَ. Have they not traveled in the land and seen the nature of the consequence for those who were before them? They were stronger than them in part, and they dug the earth and built upon it more than they have built. Messengers of their own came unto them with clear proof of Allah's sovereignty. Surely Allah wronged them not, but they did wrong themselves. ثم كان عاقبة الذين أساءوا سواء كذبوا بآيات الله وكانوا بها يستهزئون. Then evil was the consequence to those who dealt in evil because they denied the revelation of Allah and made a mock of them. Now the concept comes with evil, and what I have shown you in picture, these are the old monuments of Persia, and these are the, what we can say, Besutun. I'll just say what Besutun is in a few minutes. Let's start with Allama Iqbal. Zaman kohne kutamra hazar baras manas haramna guzashtan upukte bunyadas. This world has brought back many idols one by one, and then they have worshipping these idols, but I have not left haram because the base of the haram is very strong. Iqbal has said, अरब के सोच में सादी अजम है, हरम का राज तौहीद उम्म है। अरब के साथ में सोज़े अजम है, अरब का राज तौहीद उम्म है। तौहीद बहादुर से है अंदेशा भर कि तहजीब फरंगी बेहरम है। बासरे कुफ्र दीन फशान रहमत आने की इश्रा बंदे नकाब बादशाह माह तमामे की इश्रा। O God, spread your glory on the head of Kufar and Deen, and the face of the moon, like as it is lit, it should be revealed upon the people. Light of the moon, like divine light. Zamzam-e Muhansara, Gardish-e Bada Teaspoon. The old psalm should be sung, and the old cup should be brought again into motion, and baad the bas mein maan ghar aap se jaane ki izza. Then in our group, in our party, you should see the fire of our job, the fire, the evil which I have said, the haram, the old idols. And then Iqbal says, Nali bi aastan dhaiz bi khabarani min zakar tawe haram mishnaf ramraf maqam. I have been on the old temples so many times. Without my knowledge, I was limited. And ultimately, I have recognized my place in the haram. Kafla bahara, taye ishra suder, anke bakhaglate kafas, payame ishra. The spring is correct. And with the caravan of spring, you see the first bird enjoy the spring season, the Nowruz, the New Year, the Persian mind, the bird, and then that bird was in the cage, and from the cage is recited its message. So, Allama is looking into new world by looking into the old world side by side. These are two photographs. Sorry, I am standing here. The Muzar of kalameiqbal, and here I am in Tehran near the statue of Hafiz. Bayar Sakti Bayaram Purni Maiga. Allah says, O the Kafir, bring the old wine, Zaman Farpati Kumpid Daira, and the old person who is like Dai should be made young and firmly. Very interesting. Fardeen is the first one of the Iranian calendar. The first of Fardeen is Nowruz. Fardeen means glory of the religion. But Fardeen is also the name of an angel in the old Zoroastrian tradition. As I am saying, that old Zoroastrian tradition, those angels and those personalities, they are given now the names of different countries. Fardeen and Dai is the month which is in the winter. So, and Dai is also called as the past, Diksha, last time, we used yesterday. These are the last year. And Allama Iqbal says that the person who is so old that he is almost looking like the past becomes as young as Fardeen. But in fact, Allama Iqbal mentions two angels, Dai and Fardeen. Initial barbarism, and Iqbal says, Nawai hai ki as faide zameen peace. I want that sound, that voice, that song, that al faide zameen peace. Due to my own heart, initial barbarism to the Naira, this reed, I want to burn it like a mission. Like what you can say, this mission in English is the torch. So it should be not like a torch mission. Actually, now it is a nail, and now it is the fire with that. What Rumi says, aaj se ishkast kandar nahi fata, aaj se ishkast kandar nahi fata, josh se ishkast kandar nahi fata. Love of the ishq becomes the fire which goes into night. So fire and sound. And Hafiz says, "As-taruki le madrisa haati bilam gharif." ये चंद मील्स की मुझे माशूक को मैं I want to leave this madrasa, this karaoke, what is going on in the school. And then I want to serve my beloved and the wine, the old wine. I will just mention what wine is in terms of Persian poetry. कई दूध दर ज़माने वफ़ा जाने में भी आ. The word time and space has got no wafa. Wafa means they cannot fulfill their promise. And bring the wine while Taman hikayat jamo kabus so kai punam, so that I can talk about jam, kabus, cat. What is cat? In my last lecture, I have mentioned about Kaaba and Qiyam and Takht Qiyam. The first family, ruling family of Persia, which is in a myth, not in reality, is called as Qiyam. This is what this philosophy has said. Beautifully. Okay. That he says that Takht Qiyam ra kunanda. To some particular Takht Qiyam. The Shira Uttar Purdanos Mishmar, Aladra Bajai, the Sita Sata. Takht Qiyam ra kunanda. Takht Qiyam Kaya. Today we are talking of Kaya. What is Jam? Jam is also called as Jam. Y-A-M, Jam. Jamshid. Sheed means light. And Jam is again a king which is considered to have ruled the world for 1,000 years. Jamshid is in myth. Jam. Humorous. These two kings are mentioned again and again by the Zoroastrian as in my thought. And if you read Firdausi says that Jamshid was the person who has actually started worship of fire. He has invented the wine. He has invented the instruments like sword and other things. And Jamshid was the first person who has started novels. So whatever the Muslims believe about Hazrat Sulaiman Islam, the Zoroastrians believe in Jamshid. That he ruled the jinns, he ruled the wind, and then again what I have said about Kaya, Takht Kaya, Kayanis. Again from Allama Iqbal, I will not go in all the verses. Yade Yami Kurdam Jamane Bachan Budai, Jamai Dar Daste Man Mai, Rai Mai Dar Daste. But this verse, if you see, that Kanara Ayatani Man Budadrange Bahar. If you come to me, my autumn will be converted into Bahar. Vali Ayi. If you don't come, Farbadi of Sujat are gathered today. This Farbadi will become shivering and it will convert into that. So Farbadi is an angel which gives the life. Start of the year. And they is the angel which gives you the end. So that's very important. And then I will not go further in these verses. But what is this world? World is conflict. The Aryans, they believe in the conflict, in the fight, in chaos. And Allama Iqbal again says, Narma Yamannas Jahani with Thi Garas, in Jaras Rakhar Wali Thi Garas. My Narma, my sound is from another world. And the bell which is ringing of this, it is from another car. Again, Iqbal is actually mentioning Hafiz here. Hafiz says, Kasmadans ke manzil pe maqsood kujaz. Nobody knows where is the destination. In qadar hast ke baage jarsi nahi aaye. Only this thing is that we can just hear some voice of some bell. And then these verses, if you understand, I think you can understand Zoroastrian philosophy. मेरा ऐश गम, मेरा शहद सम, मेरी रूह हम नफ्स अदम, तेरा दिल हरम, गिरवे अजम, तेरा दीन खरीदाए काफी, कोई ऐसी तरह तवाफ को मुझे ऐ चिराग हरम बता, तो तेरे पतंग को फिर अता हो हुई फरिश्ते सौंदर्य. और ये शेर जो है, this verse if you see the last one, it is all about that philosophy which I am going to mention. ना सतीजा गाहे जहां नहीं, ना हरीफ पंजा फगन, ना सतीजा गाहे जहां नहीं, ना हरीफ पंजा फगन नहीं, वो वही फितरत-ए-अफ्तुदा ही, वही मजहब ही, वही अक्ल. This world is all fight, conflict. But these Harif which are fighting, they are not new, they are the old ones. And what does Abdullahi, I will again tell you. Sher Khuda, what is that? I will again tell you what is the tradition actually. Again, the Zoroastrian philosophy says that this world is incomplete. By good virtues, you have to make it perfect for living. And Iqbal says, ये कायनात की नातवान है शायद आ रही है दवाना मुसदारी को फैले. And then, if you go through the development of metaphysics in Persia, Allama Iqbal PhD thesis, there is no time to mention it in detail. But Iqbal starts with this thing that in alien race there was a chaos, fight and conflict. And once the aliens settled in Persia as farmers, they needed a religion, and with their religion, Zoroaster came, Zarathustra came, and Zarathustra created an order out of chaos. He actually had given new terminology to this conflict. And Allama Iqbal in Aligarh University, when he was mentioning, he said that in a khutbah, Aligarh University, he said that the most important part of the history of Islam was the conquest of Persia. If the Persia would have not been conquered, then Islam would have not assimilated a great civilization, and that phase of Islam would have not been there to be assimilated. अरब के सोच में साज़ अजम है, हरम का राज तो हिजर उमम है. Then we find another letter of Allama Iqbal which was reality found in 1937. He says that when Islam came, the Zoroastrian faith and religion was at the verge of decay. But Islam revitalized certain traditions and assimilated certain traditions. And he says, unfortunately, the Zoroastrian traditions have harmed more to Islam than benefited. Now, my lecture will be more going towards that side, how it has harmed. Nawaz-e-Neem of the Bazm-e Bahar, we are seeing here. And in a party of spring, we are burning. Sharar ke busht ke pare baaz nala is. What we are remembering in the morning and the dawn, it becomes like the sparks, and it is on our, it gives a force vital to our being and our bar of one. And then, with the aliens, as I mentioned, there are the proto-Zoroastrian, proto-Hinduism beliefs. You will be surprised that the same angels. Indra is an angel in Persia, it is a god in India. Ram is an angel in Persia. So, I will let you know how the gods became angels and how the polytheism was converted to dualism or monotheism. Forces of nature by the aliens were taken as gods. Fire, Agni. And same Agni is called as Atar, Atish, Azar in Persia and India. They call it Agni. And similarly, water, I mentioned in the wind, sky, even in Zoroastrian religion, Asman is an angel, the sky. And they say Perveen is an angel, and they mention Perveen is some far away star, Maha Perveen. And then Ma, then Mitra, the sun. And sun becomes God later on in Israelism, which I will be mentioning. And then, as I mentioned, that all the bodies were called as Asura. In Hindu mythology, initially Asura was considered to be the demigods. But later on, they made them the devils. But in Persia, the Asura was converted into Ahura. Please listen, what is He in Persian becomes seen in Sanskrit. Ahu becomes Asu in Sanskrit. Ma becomes Mas in Sanskrit. Puran Mas. And Hu is for sun. This becomes Sud. Hu becomes Hu, or Hu becomes Kurshi. So there are so many examples, I don't go into that, but I say that there was conflict, but Hinduism went into to different side, and then the Zoroastrians went to different side. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just see this map and see this star, where is this star? It was the point where the Indian Aryans and Persian Aryans separated. And this is the place Brig, which was the place of origin of Zoroaster. It was the origin of Hinduism. So Brig is the place where dichotomy started. And Allama Iqbal says, देखो जमीते के हालत, नवाये मंज़िल कुजास. Who knows? The person who doesn't know himself about himself, he can't understand where from my sound is. Jahan is vigorous, his world is different, and my world is different. Again, I mentioned from Allama Iqbal PhD thesis. He says that the problem before Zoroaster was to reconcile the existence of evil with the eternal goodness of God. His predecessors worshipped the plurality of God, spirits, all of which he reduced to a unity and called it Ahura Mazda. He reduced all the powers of evil to a similar unity and called it Daruj Ahriman. Daruj is Darug. Darug is falseness. And Ahura Mazda means the source, the being, the existent body, which is all wise. And that is again what the Quran says, Aziz al Hakim, as I mentioned last time. But in Persian they say, Jano Kira. The nameh Khudavand, Jano Kira. Kadu Barda Randishe, Barda Mudara. This is what where Ferdowsi starts as Shahnama. And if you see deeply Shahnama of Ferdowsi, he doesn't mention about God. He initially praises the moon, the sun, mostly the sun. Then he praises the wisdom. So the religion of Zoroaster was based on wisdom. It was the khirat. That khirat came into Islam, and Allama Iqbal always was mentioning about khirat and janeen. And then Iqbal says by the process of unification, he arrived at two fundamental principles which he looked upon not as two independent activities, but as two parts of rather aspects of the same primary being. Zoroaster was theologically a monotheist, but philosophically a dualist. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brig, and this is a fire temple. I think the oldest fire temple where the fire started burning. The farming and appearance of the Prophet. This is a photo of, this is just a painting of Zoroaster which was made in 18th century. It's became very popular. So nobody knows how to do it. An Jahani Gedru Kash Tiragi Dirba. God says in the world where the people are farming and then they are harvesting, Nuru Nare Shaniyas about the Nare Manas. All the light and all the fire in that world is due to my Sabah. What is Sabah? Sabah means Tasbih. Tasbih means counting of the moments. And Zunar was similar thing in the Western side. Ladies and gentlemen, then what is the idea of Zoroaster? Iqbal has very briefly mentioned it. Guftam ki sharbi fitrat khamish nahada. In my silent nature, the evil has been added. Gufta hai khair una shanasi hamesha ras. And then when God says, no, you don't understand your khair. That is why you have got evil. So in our body, there is a conflict. In universe, there is a conflict. We have to fight against the evil and support the forces of goodness. And Iqbal says, Mazi andar jahane pooj roti. Don't live in a world which is a tasteless. Ki yazdan da to shaitan se da. Which has yazdan and no shaitan. I will just be mentioning. Allama Iqbal, again and again when he mentions yazdan, he takes it in a different way. When he mentions Allah, it means something different. What is yazdan? In Zoroastrian religion, all the angels were called as Yazd. And they were then in Pali language, later on they were Yazd. And all the emulate forces, when brought together and unified, they become Yazdan. So, Yazd, and Yazdan, or Shaitan. When Yazdan and Shaitan, then the concept is of Herman. Again, I have mentioned, this gentleman who was about 1,000 years before Christ, maybe 1,000 years, 1,300 years ago, in birth, at the age of 25, he was presented to this spirit by the call. They call it the Vahmana. Vahmana, good spirit. And that is the same which is called as Brahman. Brahman is a month of Persian color. Brahman, good spirit. Vahmana was 9 times as big as human beings are. 9 times more. And he took him to Ahura Mazda, where Ahura Mazda was sitting with 6 other deities. Not gods, but a reflection of God. All wisdom. And then this gentleman received the message of God and he came back with conflict. Same conflict which Allama Iqbal says, "Main aur aadam bar sahil ki anjaan nawazi zindagani na." Don't stay at the coast, at the beach, where the sound of the life is very, very little, very light. Bedariya hal. Jump into the sea. And fight with the waves of the ocean. Hayat Jawadan. Eternity, the immortality is in us. And I have heard from Justice Javid Iqbal, once on television said that Allama Iqbal had that concept that evil forces perish and good forces they survive in this country. This was again, and even, Dr. Snar was sitting with you, sir, at that time, he was not agreeing with that evil will perish one day after getting the Azab. But evil forces ultimately will perish, and good forces will dominate. And this is what is this? This is evil force which has been depicted. And Iqbal says this evil force as Khajaya al-Faraq, Ahriman. And now I am bringing to that concept. And I am giving you a few terms as I mentioned, Ahura Mazda, all wise, all powerful. Zorban, I will be mentioning about Zorban. Zorban is the eternal time. And there was another sect of Zoroastrian which believed in eternal time when there was no Yazdan, when there was no Ahriman, and they came out of this. Yazd, this is angel, Ezer with God, Yazdan is God, Ahriman, anti-God. All powerful force of evil which can create. Imshaspan. It is again I become Amish Aspant. What is Amish? Amish is which lives forever. Amish is from Hamisha. Hamisha has come from. Aspant, immortal. True, righteous, immortal. I will again show what they are. Mitra. Mitra is the god of sun. Khurshid. And then Shah. What is king? King in Persian religion is that human being who is shadow of God on earth. The person who cannot do anything wrong. The person who is the head of the religion. And then the stool. What is the stool? The stool is the chief priest, Dasta Bha. The person who carries Dasta with him becomes the stool. And same the stool is what we call constitution. The person with justice. Mughal, Arvad, Mohan, they are all the union priests. But if you read Allama Iqbal, again I say, whenever Allama Iqbal mentions of Yazdan, the Yazdan will mean something different, and Yazdan will bring you, take you, connect you with the Zoroastrian tradition. That Dashti Janun Mami, Jibreel Zanun said. Khirad, wisdom was with Ahura Mazda, and Janun is now being brought in par with that Khirad. Janun, but Rumi says, Arum to Makre Turan Dishla. Badadin Diwane Sadhan Dishla. I have actually tested my wisdom, and now I am making myself divan. Now, Yazdan be kamanda abara himmat marda. Dardashte Janun. Man, in my desert of Janun, Jibreel Zanun said, Javid is an ordinary prey, captured by me, and now my fight and conflict, what is going to do, is bringing Yazdan into command. Very, very, very interesting. It is our conflict, as we were just mentioning in our meeting before this lecture. I was listening from the pearl of wisdom of this Javid Nama when he said that according to the Zoroastrian religion, Yazdan is like the god of Mu'tazila, which has created and now is quiet. And now what is being done? The conflict is by the Ahman. And what we are going to do, we are fighting against the Ahman to have Yazdan. So prayana saka Hazrat Yazdan is Iqbal. करता कोई इस बंदा है गुस्ताख का मुंह बांध फारिग तो न बैठेगा मैशर में जुनून मेरा या अपना गरीबा चाह या दाव नहीं देता force my dad which is coming, which is going to fight with Yazdan, and then you have to suppress that force. It is, and then, as I mentioned, this gentleman, he created the religion of Ahura Mazda, which is called as Mazdaism, which was the official faith of Medes, Hachamian, Iranian kingdom, Persian, Sassanid. King was taken as savior and patron. Persian Empire was actually destroyed by Alexander. And now what I will mention to you, that book Avesta. What is Avesta? Avesta was the oldest collection of the songs of Zoroaster and his followers, and it was called Avesta. Avesta became Osta, and Usta became Ustad, and Ustad, guide. And that Avesta was written on the hides of 12,000 cows, which was kept in the city of Persepolis, where when Alexander burned that city, all the Avesta was burned down. Now I mentioned where Zand came, where Padam came. And now I got mentioned in PhD, he said that I don't know the language of Zand, so I cannot go to the original text. What is Zand? I will tell you later on. And then another kingdom was started in 244, the Sasani kingdom, which was finished by the Muslims. Last king was Yazid III. And then the Zoroastrians, either they were marginalized in Iran or they left and came to India. Zoroaster again, Arme Abu Khakra, Barmehke Didan Masai, Roshno Tariq Ishra, Dirayan, Ayar Muslim, Iqbal says, Arme Abu Khakra. This world which is made of clay and water, you just test it according to my standards. Roshno Tariq. Light is the sign of Yazdan. The darkness is the sign of Ahad. That's very important. And what are the symbols of light? In the day, sun, Kushi, and in the night, the fire. So these two symbols of God become sacred in that religion. Roshno Tariq Isha. And what are these? This crescent, where from crescent came? Crescent I first time see on the crown of King Firuz Sasani in 385 AD. Where from cross came? I see on the tomb of Daniel 500 years before the Jesus. Though these two symbols, they came from the Persians. One was adopted by Christians, one was adopted by us. And what is this star?
Star of David.
Star of David. Star of David. The Jewish were captives of Babylonians and Persians, they were kept by them. So this sign was also there. So all these signs, they have originated from Persia. Amish Pantha has mentioned holy immortals, one God, and these are, what they say, what are Amish? Not archangels. Professor Jaffrey says, that these are human entities, states. And again, I will just rush to this 6 states. Spanta also 7. And one is Ahura Mazda, 6 are Ahura Mazda reflection. Again, if you have seen the male mentalities and the female mentality, father and mother of the wisdom. And I will now tell you, Asha Vahishta. What is Asha? Asha is what we say Acha, the same word. Asha Vahishta is called as Adi Vahisht, and it is also in Manzil. And it is the righteousness. God is right, God is just. So this is the first state of God. Vahuman. Vahuman is Brahman, which is again the mantra of Persian. Good mind. Spanta arbitrary. It is the benevolence. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Kshatriya Varya, Shankar. What is Kshatriya? Kshatriya is the how to rule the world. And the same it came Kshatri in Sanskrit. And in Persian language, Husna was derived from Kshatriya. For that perfection is Qurdat and Persian nowadays. Amartat, Bardat, immortal. Ladies and gentlemen, when Shahabuddin Sohrawardi, he wrote Hikmat al-Ashraq and he presented the first Ashraq, he adopted all these virtues as angels. So that light which was coming from Persian to Westernism, it went to them. So ladies and gentlemen, I will skip few slides. So light is of Ahura. Islam and Quran adopted that light. And now the first verse, I will not lay emphasis, I will lay more emphasis on the second verse. First verse is Allahu Samawati wal Ard. Allah is the light of skies, heavens and the earth. And then just read the rest of verse. Second verse, Allahu Ladina Amanu. God is Savior and friend of those people who believe. He brings his friends, his people, from darkness into light. Those people who are not believers, but they are followers of Ahmad. Taghut exactly meant in Persian as Ahmad. These are evil forces, they bring them from light into darkness. These people will be burning, and they will be burning forever. And then if you see Falsafa of Shahabuddin Sohrawardi, he bases his philosophy, this land is shining with the light of God Almighty. And then I will go next into that for the perfection of this world. What is the ideology and belief? Ahura Mazda and Angry Manu, and then I will say, Iqbal says, Nawai Ishkra Saaz Astadam. When Iqbal says Saaz, he mentioned of Persians. Arab ke soz mein Saaz-e-Ajam hai. When he mentions soz, he mentions of Arabia. Nawai Ishkra Saaz Astadam. The sound of the love, the song of the love. If it is there, then this music is the human being. Kashayat Rag Astadam. The man is opening the secrets, but still remains the secret. Jahan Waheed. Ahura Mazda, the God has created this world in Chughtai. The human being is perfecting it. Perfecting it is again the Zoroastrian concept. Magar by Izzat al it looks as the human is the companion of Izzat. Not Allah. Izzat. We are Muslims. We call Khuda. Khuda will take the same meaning, Lord. We say Khuda Hafiz. Khuda Izzat. But the concept of Izzat is coming where I have mentioned. And Iqbal says, Gaman Mabal ke Rukwayan Naseed Kare Mohan. Hazar Batayin After Sajid. I will just go in detail of this verse. That what is bull? I will leave this discussion to a later stage. Iqbal says that people have no strength and would perish, my goodness would prevail. فَقُلْ جَعَلْ الْحَقُّ وَضَاقَ الْبَاطِلَ إِنَّ الْبَاطِلَ كَانَ زَهُوقًا. Allah says that the haqq will dominate and batil, evil is going to perish. Duruj, batil, duruj. In the batil kana zahuqa. Because it has to perish. It has got no strength. When evil spirits perish ultimately in the hell, and a man will survive by the strength of his will. That is the path. Again, I am just mentioning Allama Iqbal. Allah Javid Nama, if you see, Allama Iqbal goes to the first sky of moon, and when he is on moon, he goes into Tawasim, Tasim Muhammad, Tasim Masih, and Tasim Zartush. And that is the place where Zartush is being carried by a harm. Zartush is coming down from Almighty Allah, from Alhamdulillah, as a prophet, and then he is confronted by Ahman. And now you see Iqbal's concept of Ahman very clear. As to Makhluk Qadiman Naran Junai, the Ahman says, my creatures are lamenting, they are weeping, they are crying like a reed. As to Mara Farvadin Manindalai, again, my Farvadin has been converted into Dai. The Jahan Kharo Zamun Katai. Naksheput Rangin Zamun Katai. You have made me so much, you have given me so much insult in this world. And then Naksheput Rangin Zamun Katai. You have made your own paintings, your own these nakush from my blood. Zinda Hakka Jalva Yasinayatus. Maryamanandar Yade Vaidhayatus. Jalva Yasina, where Musa has gone on the Mount of Sinai, where that Jalva was, from that light, Haqq is still prevailing. And Maryamanandar Yade Vaidhayatus. And your glittering, gleaming, shining hand is the sign of death for darkness and light. Zerha and Takiyabar Misaki Yazdan of Nahi. You are stupid. That you are believing in God. If you follow the way of Abdullah Mazda, you will be losing their way. Murad, the Abdullah Mazda, and then Gumrahis. Then you will be poisoned, you will be cut into pieces, you will be put on the cross, crucified, and then the worms will eat you like they are eaten. You have seen that Nuh was just eating and crying and just praying. Whatever he was saying, it has no benefit of that. And what is he saying? Leave the city. Go into the cave. There you should sit with the angels. Your eyes should change this clay into gold. Just play and just burn these skies. Like Moses, you go into Kohistan, into the mountains, and become Avara. What is Avara in Persian? Avara is meant refugee. In Persian, it is called as homeless. Masla Avara, it is not Avara like us. God says that Kohistan, you can become homeless and go into the mountain, leave this world. And means so they ask in the Zar. Look at God and become half God. Lekin as Paigambari Bahir Bule. Leave this prophet. As doing Mudagari Bahir Bule. Leave this Mudagari. Kasmiyani Nagasan Nagasavad. Gashule Bhat Kasavad. And then I just mentioned what Zartush says to him. Ladies and gentlemen, Allama Iqbal concept was very clear. But we have stopped understanding him the way he meant it. Nur Daryais Zulfat Sahibash. The light is an ocean and the coast is made up of darkness. Hamjuman Sali Nazar under the Dish. And the Tush says, but I am a storm in that Tush. And like my storm, nothing has been created. Andarunna Mojhaye Bikara. I am carrying waves and waves. And Sal Raj Rati Sahib Zikar. But I just want to destroy that darkness. Nakshit. And this verse, beautiful verse. Nakshati Rangi Gura Kasna Di Judra Pune Aharman Natwani. Nakshati Rangi. Colorlessness. Nobody sees what is colorless. This colorlessness has to be changed to color by the blood of Allah. Rumi has also said, ladies and gentlemen, Kyunke Birangi Asire Rangishwar, Musliba Isi the Rangishwar. But it is different. And then Iqbal says, in the words of the Tush, Pishtan Rahan Mudun Dindadis, Zabir Kudra Mudun Dindadis. To show oneself is life, and then to use one's power and one's force is the life of Bala. When you face the challenges of the evil, fight against them, then you become mature. And then you can see what is going on with your thought. You raise the curtain of the Almighty Allah. That is Buddhi. And when you are in your blood, you are trembling, that is your work. These saws which cut the human bodies, these crosses, when people are crucified, and these when people are, these are just clear. And then in a fight against the evil in good way, whatever I face is better, and whatever is from the friend, yeah. And then Kist Kharbat, if you see in the end, Dardos Sozo Arzus, the pain, burning, desire, Anjamandi Dastokan. And again, I will not show this, I will not go more in detail. This was, if you see, look, this picture, this was the Greek concept. This was the Greek concept of Zoroastrian, who is carrying the globe. Fravashi, I will mention what is Fravashi. Zoroaster fighting the evil forces. And this is the Ahriman which has been depicted as such. And now it is not Ahriman, it is Iblis. Come to Bokhyame Mashkar, Taskhir-e-Fitr. And if you read these verses, I think these are the most beautiful verses in Persian language. I have not seen more beautiful. What the Iblis? It is not Iblis, it is Ahriman. Iblis is just a Zanda the Ba with full force. What he says, Me Chabardas Soze Man, Tune Lage Kaina, from my burning. The universal blood is in movement or is just being left. Man Vedave Sarsaram, Man Vedave Tandram. What is Sarsar? Sarsar is the other storm. I am on the movement. Ahriman says, I am the real force of the movement of the desert storms. Man Vedave Tandram. Thunders, the sound of thunder. Wawa. I am that. Rata is Halma. I am actually bringing the molecules and atom together. Zata is Umaha. I am organizing the fire, water. These are Umaha, four things. And then, Again, I will just pause from that. Again, if you see in Urdu, again he says, have any children sing Ishtefaq with open. मेरे कितने जामा है तो फिर कहता और मैं खटकता हूँ दीने इस्लाम में ताकि तो फकत अल्लाह अल्लाह again I will go further. These were the pictures in the late of these in Shahpan the immortals, and Iqbal says, Tarashi Nama, Sanam Bhasukte. I am carving the idols according to my own face and shape. Bishakle kuch udara nakshas. I am giving my shape to God. Maharaj ko balloon rakhtan Maharaj. I can't leave myself. Bahar rangi ke haskan ke person. In whatever way I am worshipping myself. This is the human mind. Birds are important in Zoroastrian religion. परवाज है दोनों की करकस का जहान और है किरगस का शाही का जहान what is kirgis? Endangered species. Zoroastrians say this will cut the pieces of the body so that the farabashi, the soul, comes out and is released. When the aliens were coming to Persia, Daniel was the prophet as Shosha, who was standing, and he was predicting that a strong nation is coming which is going to destroy the Babylonians. Babylonians were there with all glory. I will not go into that detail, worshipping the tree of life. But it is started just see this tree of life. Dr. Muslim, Dr. Maryam, it looks like DNA. I've seen it is just like a DNA. How they knew about the DNA structures, I don't know. And this is the Assyrians worshipping the bull, Baal, which became the god. These are all the Assyrians, the Babylonians, glory. إن الذين آمنوا والذين هادوا والصائفين والنصارى والمجوس والذين أشركوا إن الله يفصل بينهم يوم القيامة إن الله على كل شيء. Allah has mentioned Jews, Christians, and Majus. Now I will come what is Majus. The Persian became, according to the prediction of Prophet Daniel, this siege of the Babylonia destroyed it and made the first world capital the Persepolis, which is called as Takht-e-Jam. Nakshabistan and Takht-e-Jam. And that is the place which was the capital of Darius, 50 kilometers north of Shiraz. Again another capital was Shosa, and this is the grave of Daniel. There, if you see, it was the Drafsh. Drafsh was the sign of the glory of the Persians from Kaaba. And Iqbal has used this word in another meaning. Drafsh Millat Usmaniyan Dubara Buland Figuyamat with Tamunian stars. And then, if you go further, Cyrus came as the Persian king, first shepherd king, who gave the first message to the world for the human rights. He occupied up to the areas of Europe. Long road he built. Persepolis was his capital. And then, this is how the Cyrus is going on. This is Takht-e-Jamshed. Again, Iqbal says, Dar se matai ishq raab ki bahari kam nahat. Manna dham be Takht-e-Jam maahe. The wisdom, the khirat, gives very little value to the ishq. But Ahe Jigar Guzars, my lamentation, it comes from my giver, from my heart. I cannot sell it with Takht-e-Jamshed. Takht-e-Jamshed, Iqbal says, Sikandar Raft or Shamshir Walam Raft. Sikandar has gone, Alexander has gone. The sword has been broken. Anam has gone. Ladies and gentlemen, the flag was carrying the sign of lion. When I will be mentioning later on. All this. Rumi says, Shire Hakam, Shire Hakastam Naman Shire Aram. I am not the lion of the Aram. And then Iqbal says, Kharaje Shehru Ganje Kani Yabra. Now, whatever you are getting out of the ocean, from the mines, the kharaj, the taxation, it has gone. You consider the nations more strong than the countries. Well, than the kings. Nami Dini Iran Mandu Jamraf. Iran is there. but Jamshed has gone. Takhtejam. And what is lion? Just I will show you. In old Persian beliefs, this winged lion is considered to be the sign of king. And this is sun which was on that. Arabs, when they saw Persians, they showed the same sign. This was the flag of Nader Shah. This was the sign of Reza Shah, the coin of Reza Shah. Nuruddin Muhammad Jahangir of India, it was his golden coin. Lion, Asdullah al-Walid, the lion of God, and then Pasha gods. Again, I will not go into that detail. King Cyrus has been buried. The Zoroastrians are not buried. If you don't know about the religion, people say he was Zulqarnain. Yes, he may be Zulqarnain. He freed the Jews. He respected the humanity. He gave the idea of tolerance. And you just see how the great Persian Empire was. The first water filtration plant was given by the Iranians. Iqbal says, "Ah, Iran Masjid mein Aftab." Ah, Iran, the land of the sun, glory of sun. Where do you fish coming under the dark? You are looking towards the others, but you are hiding yourself from them. Chughtai Public Khan ke tehzeeb o taqleed e fard. You are given this civilization. You are following it. Hamadan, another capital, the Persian kings being mentioned in Bible. The great kingdom, ladies and gentlemen, Darius the Great, and Iqbal says, Dara Sikandar se umar ke fakirullah. वो जिसकी फकीरी में हुए Asdullah, the god lion, was shown as the king by the Persian. Then Darius, one was a time when the Persian was in the Sea of Europe, taken away Yugoslavia. Just think of. Go on seeing them, how they were, the Darius and garden. Darius with inscriptions on his tomb. First non-Zoroastrian king who praised Yura Mazda. I will not go into that detail, but this is where is the tomb in the form of a cross. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see the cross 500 years before Jesus. The coins and wares, and Iqbal says, this wares, Jami Jami. As Sikandar, Sultanat Nazik Taras Jami Jamas. O Alexander, the government is weaker than Jami Jam. Yek jahan aini as sangi shikastan bhi tamam. You are making these glasses and mirrors, but all these can be broken with one stone. Darius in Susa, Bestun. Bestun is a great mountain near Timansha. And there we have got these stones, figurines of Darius. Iqbal says, Zameen mein pushte waqt al-wando Bestun dar. This land on its back is carrying the mountains of Alwan and Bestun. Gobari maas ke bardushu garan. Are some clays so heavy that it is being thrown like this one? And then I will not mention about this verse of Office. The time is limited. The palace of Khusro, Farabashi. This symbol is being seen in all the depiction of Zoroastrian. Allama has mentioned in his PhD. What is Farabashi? They say it is the soul. It is which carries the human to the God. And all will see this. It has got a hand which goes towards heavens, a ring which is sign of faith. These three parts of the wing, which are Guftare Nek, Pindare Nek, Kirdare Nek, good thought, good ideas, good words, and good deeds. And then these bad ideas, bad deeds. And this is the evil, good force. I don't go in that detail, but again I come to Sasanis very quickly. The glory of the Persians was revived in 224 by Sasanis. Ladies and gentlemen, Ardshir was the first king of this empire. Allama has mentioned about that. Ardshir, how he revived. Avesta has been burned down into ashes. 700 years have passed, and now he called some priests who remembered. One was Ardi-Viraf. Ardi-Viraf was given some talks, and he took some book which he has written, and he says, I have shown to Ahuda Mazda, and Ahuda Mazda has. I will not go in further detail, but Iqbal mentioned about Ardshir. इसी में हिफाजत है इंसानियत की कि हम एक जुन्नेदी और अर्दशेरी उसे भी शमशीर व दरवेशी निगाह हर जो गोहर आज मुहीत ला इलाह. The kingdom should come with the spiritual kingdom. Ardshir's palaces, if you see how great these things were, still they are there. Ardshir and his queen with the five temples on the other side. You can see the five temples. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kushan rulers who ruled Peshawar in this area, in Lahore, on their coins, there were three things: Buddha, Shiva, and fire. Having said this thing, I will not go over the last coins of Shahpur II, but Iqbal says in Shikwa, Bas Bari Thi, Salju, Turani, Erki, nameh, Sasani भी किसने ठंडा किया तस्कराए ईरान को, किसने फिर जिंदा किया तस्कराए इंसान को, नौ इंसान को गुलामी से छुड़ाया किसने, तेरे काबे को जमीनों से बसाया किसने. And he gets the answer from God. काफला हो न सकेगा कभी दीना तेरा, गहरी मांगे दरा कुछ नहीं सामा तेरा, और नक्शे शमास योदा शुद्ध तमाशा ये आकबर सोच दुआ साया ये अंधीशा ये. You are just like a palm of candle, and your flame is going into what is burning up in your resha, in your thread, and all what souls over saya and nisha. Your all burning will end up in your great thoughts. ना मिट जाएगा इंसान के मिट जाने से, और न शायद वह को करने. Why Iqbal is saying Iqbal another place he says very clearly. He says हम क्या फिर कोई रूमी अजम के लाला दारों से वही आगे गिले इनाम वही तबरेज है साथी नहीं है नाम नहीं Iqbal अपनी किश्ते मीना से जरा नम हो तो ये मट्टी बड़ी जरखेज है साथी. I will pass from that. Again, if you see this King Shahpur, he was the king who has destroyed the Arabs. He has fought against Arabs. And Iqbal mentioned about Shahpur. I will again say. And then Shahpur was the person who defeated the Romans, and Roman emperor was brought as a captive. And about Iranian Iqbal says, Qariyan Rafta Mulko Nasab, Zikr Shahpur Rastu Tahki Arab. These Persians are now mentioning the name of Shahpur. And you see how this gentleman is standing in front of you. This is Farabish which I was showing, and this Roman emperor is leaning in front of Shahpur. Sajudi Agri Dara. You are prostrating yourself in front of the Zaman Dara. Makun Abekabal Aswar. Iqbal is mentioning this event, but he is giving message to us. Don't give insult to Arab. Mabar peshe farangi haj tekhi. Don't take your desire in front of the Western. The taake dil furudi is insan amra. This idol should be broken from the taak of your heart. This is the taak. These are the idols. I don't know how Iqbal was put into that. I can't imagine. These are all these things. As I have already mentioned it. And this is again based on which I have told you. Giving the mention, giving an idea to the heart. Take your shot and break this base to me. We have got little time, and this sky has got two colors. Hakiman Radhari Nandi se Bagdad. Sharad Atishi ki Dunyad Sangas. Again, fellows with crescent. And then Atishkara of Persia, Tower of Silence. And these Atishkaras which are now in use. Why Iqbal is saying this thing, sir? Nawaya man ajam atshik on. My songs have been rekindled the fire in the old temples of Persia. Arab se nagmaye shauqam. Hanuz bhi khabar hai. But my sound is not reaching to us. This is what Iqbal was seeing without going there. And then what is Zurban? Zurban I have mentioned to you, the time of a country where there is no God. And Iqbal says, this is how the Zurban is mentioned, with the wing which is having light and dark. Jahan Madhupaya Nadar, our world which has got no end. Mahi Daryani Ayyam Harkas. Like a fish, it has been drowned in the ocean of the time. Yaki bar dil nazar vaakun ke bhi. Open your heart, look towards your heart and see. Yame ayyam dahi jam harkas. All it is in your heart. All the time is frozen. And I will again not mention how Zaman takes Iqbal in Javid Nama, that force vital. But if you see, Iqbal is with Rumi, and suddenly he looks at this angel and he finds, and Zurban says, Guft Zurbanam Jahan ka Kahir. He said, I am Zurban. I am ruling on the world, I am the most powerful in this world. Ham nahanam az nigah zahir. I am appealing to you, I am away from you. Baste har tadbir ba takdeer man, naat ko sama khane naksheer man. But all the message is this. If you understand the meaning of Lima Allah, you can break my magic. This is again Zurban, which was being mentioned in Persia. Mitra, I will not go into that detail. Again, the sun god, which was Mani, who said this prophet in Persia came in 2016, and he said, all the world is based on evil, and you have to break the evil. It went to Christianity, this philosophy. And a communist said it will be a prophet. Mazdak. The prophet of mine showed to my son. He said, yes, communist said the prophet should be Mazdak. He was killed in 524 and 522. At 528. In the days of Kabbalah. He said, the wealth is evil created by the Ahad. I am the prophet of Mazdak. And then he said, kill the rich people, take away the prophet. And Allama Iqbal mentioned in Qiyam Mashwar, Hakke ko hukum dati, and Tasan Bipur, he is a poor car now the runs, but he is the emperor who doesn't do anything. Why you are giving the, what token is giving? Here, Shiri was the widow of Kokan Filhal, which was taken as a wife by Pervez. These are many symbols which Iqbal uses, one by one. And then again about co-pastor, time is very little. Otherwise I will go into their detail. Again mentioned about Masdar. And then what Kokan is saying here. Again, Pervez, if you see. The wealth, the beauty. And then this verse it reads, Namanat Nadishirin Bekrida. Agar kusko namahi. Allama Iqbal mentioned it. And then Khusro Pervez, Iqbal says, Fakr Bakshi Bash Ko hai Khusro Pervez Bash. Ya Ata Farman Kirat Bar Fitrate Rul, Kirat Wisdom, Fitrate Rul Amin. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I will not go in further details, but Taqi Kisra and others, but I will bring to you the Digar Badashti Arab Khamatan ke Fadne Ajam, Maye Guzashta or Jami Shikastani Dawat. Iqbal says, now come to the desert of Arabia, because the Persian wine is now old, and that charm, that cup is to be broken. And then Iqbal says that Sasanis have ended up, and when the Muslims came, Tabutar Kadaya Jam, Nar Sandisu Budaziman, Nagahe Muhammad Arabi Budaziman. All the glory of the Persia, it is of no worth to me. because one sight of Prophet Muhammad has taken everything out of me. And then Khusro Parvez, the person who wrote the letter of the Prophet, you will be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, even up to 82 Hijri, the coins were minted with his picture. Hazrat Usman Ghani radiyallahu ta'ala minted coins with the face of Khusro Parvez. Yes. Abdullah bin Zubair minted. Bani Umayyah minted. Why? Because the mints were managed by the Persians and they were still keeping the papers. But this, where this came about? Satvat Asko Satanandu pe kahi bakshan. The glory is taken from the mountain and given to the Ka. Kala Jam pe gadai sanadai bakshan. These crowns are taken from Jam and they are put to you. It's very interesting how the history is. And when these Zoroastrians were leaving Persia, they were under persecution by Christians. Why Iqbal says this thing? मैं के मेरी गजल में है आज के हफ्ता का. Very interesting. People, now you understand. Maybe तमाम सारे गुज़श्त खोए हुए. Where are these खोए हुए? Left Persia. Tehran is now the Muslim city. कोहे दमावान is behind this. इकबाल से मुश्किल है बंदा हक दीन हक कंदेश खास आपके पोते को कोहे दमावान. तेहरान हो गरान मशरिक का जनेजा जनेवा शायद को रहमत की तकरीब. Isfahan with his old five temples. I don't go in these verses of Iqbal. Zoroastrians come to India. They bring Zoroaster to the Gujarati language with their five temples. The same glory. Just in a lighter mood, I have brought the picture of the chief priest of the Zoroastrians, who is still maintaining that tradition. You still get the same fire from yourself, which is no else. Don't get the light from others. As Kabila Yamanis, Iqbal has not said about Zoroastrians, he said about Hindus. ऐ अमानतदार तहजीब को उसके बाद मसीह के आवाज़ और मानना ही मत ज़्यादा ये तस्वीर आज़म वाज़ इब्राहिम Akbar, who brought Mirdad Rana from the Zoroastrian from Gujarat, made a balcony to see the sun where he used to do the worship in the morning, and he got the fire, sacred fire burning on both sides. Lahore has got Zoroastrians. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Azad Kiwane was a person who came in the days of Akbar from Iran with 4,000 followers. He went to south of India, Pune, then he went to Patna in Bihar, and then came to Lahore. And he said, now I will introduce Zoroastrianism into Islam. And where is it? Veda Purana, Al-Miyami. And Iqbal says, Dare kuch khane zadam, Mogbach kanam guftan. I have knocked the door of the fire temple, and Mogh, the Mujus, they said to me, Aaj dar haram of Tujut. Now take your fire to the haram. And you learn how to tremble in that fire. These are the Zoroastrians of Lahore. Zoroastrians in Muslim shape, praying in front of fire every year. Tawaf al-Kaaba, doing Tawaf al-Kaaba, you are moving around the temple, fire temple, I feel sorry about that. Why you are not looking towards yourself? Tamaddan tasawwuf shiriyat karam, Miya Mir, this fire, Mutane ajam ke pujari tamam, hakikat khurafat mein ho gayi. ये उम्मत रवायात में डूब गई। वो सूफी के था कि उम्मत हक में मर्द, मोहब्बत में यकता, हकीकत में फर्द, अजम के ख्यालात में ये सादक मकाम आती है। बुझी इश्क की आग अंधेर है, मुसलमान ही राख का ढेर है। The Persian glory, the old building before Islam, you can see them now in the form of the Brig Masjid. Rumi, I don't know what Rumi has said about Zoroastrianism, but Iqbal says, Zindagi Rehrwa, that tabotaj to bas. The life of the travelers is in tabotaj, in struggle, in fight. Kafra Mojra, Jada Mandali Kujas. The wave which is moving, it doesn't have any destination. Shula is that word Sofa Shah. On my Sofa Shah, a flame has come. Mushde Buli Muft, Mandale Baki Riyas, Jada Mandali. Rumi was from one, and Rumi could see this for example. हरम के दिल में शोले आंसू पैदा नहीं होता, ये पैदा ही तेरी जब तक जावानेज है साथी, न उठा कर कोई रूमी अजम के लाला जाए, वही आहो मिले इलाम में तब्रेज़ है साथी, नहीं है ना उम्मीद इकबाल अपनी किश्त वीरा से, जरा न हो तो ये मट्टी बड़ी जरखेज़ है साथी, मतलब गजली बैती अद मुर्शिद रुमावत तारूते जन्नत जानम दर आँच What is Akshita? What is that fire? Again, I will skip many slides. But what Iqbal says, what Muslims are doing under the influence of Zoroastrianism, है किसको ये जुर्रत के मुसलमान को टोके, हुर्रियत अफकार की नेमत है खुदारा, चाहे तो करे काबा को आतिश कदा पास, चाहे तो करे इसमें फरंगी सलमा. And then what Iqbal says, आकाम तेरे हक है मगर अपने मुफस्सर, तारीख से कुरान बना सकते हैं पास. Zand was actually the rewritten book by a lead off, and Fazand was the seed of that in Persian language. And then you can say the Masjid. Iqbal says about Karl Marx. Then about Pervez, मजल से मिलत हो या परवेज का दरबार हो, है बस सुनता गैर की खेती पे हो जिसकी नजर, वो यहूदी फितनागार वो रूहे मस्जिद का हो, हर कबार होने को है उसके जुनून से तार. और then the answer comes, दस से कुदरत ने किया है जिन गरीबानों का, बस की मद्द की सोच से नहीं होते तो कब डरा सकते हैं उनके इस तरह की पूजा कर. ये बड़ी शर्मिस्कार अशुफ्ता मर्द अशुफ्ता. And Iqbal says in Tasin Muhammad, in the words of Abu Jahl, in musabat in muafat admis who meet Adam ke salma in masjid. What Muhammad is saying about musabat and muafat, it is the Persian concept. And I know that Salman was Masjidi, Ibn Abdullah Faribishkullah. Now Muhammad has been influenced by him so that this war has come to a end. Ladies and gentlemen, I am skipping many things. What is Mug? Mug is the Majus. And this is what Iqbal said in Kandhar, as Dine Qur'an in Lekar, this is their part. Dar manzil al-Abdum al-Badai illa mast. I will not go in further detail how these Akbar and his priest in his time, the Zoroastrian, how are the fire, how the Parsis behaved, like Jamshedji Jijabai, Dadabai Muruji. These great people came out of a tiny community. Tata came out of a tiny community. But it is Sajid, if you see, this only field marshal in Indian army was the Parsi. Still burning the fires, still doing the same thing. Lahore is being celebrated. And then Iqbal's verses, this verse is not out of context. Iqbal says, I am having the fire which is still burning in me. इंतज़ार सुबह कीज़न मी किशम, ए कुशान सब तुष्टियाँ ने आत्शम. I am waiting for my Zoroastrians who will be worshipping the fire which is in my heart. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Iqbal, Mizra should feel the Waheed and Khudal in the universe. Rasta is one of God and the universe. Rahmat is the God and the universe. Zaman Rastin Lal Shalom. हजारन साल राफिजत निसस्ता व्यवस्था वाचन निसस्ता वलेकन सा गुज़श्ता नींद वाफस तराशी दम तुरस्ती दम शिकस्ता अजमत नगमाइमा Adam Markama is Bajanas, Sadajiman, Daraji Karwas. Again, the same fervor, the same way. And you can see on Allama Iqbal's tomb on the roof, Dame Maras is a body fervor. Yahara, this rush country asking. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I will just show you one more slide, not more than this. Einstein. Iqbal criticized him in his second khutbah, but he praised him in his first khutbah. And what he says, Jalwa hi khas mani mein. He wanted Jalwa of God, like the anxious muses, so that the secrets of lives were revealed by his enlightened mind. And in the end, Iqbal says, Manchiguyan al-Muqamiya Hakimin. What I can say about that impatient wise man, Zatushti, the Nasir of again, the Zoroastrian has come from the generation of Musa and Harun. Has again the same Samarkand, Bukhara, Lahore, Iqbalpoetry Ta'ala Diya Man, Lahore, Sindaha, Bukhara, Samarkand, Arbasar, Ashkepun, Hame Lada Dada, Ajmer, Rumi, Bukhara, Nafsum, Bahar, Tapashas Zindagani, Tapashas Gavgani, Hame Zadraha, Khafan, Dile Karar, Nameh Jata Karar, Ishnan, Dile Man Shafir, Na Shabbat Nasib Janar ke Dami Karar diye. Sir, I wanted to give it much detail, but time was not in my favor. So I tried to put everything into small cup of wine. I'm sorry for that because things would have not been that clear. And I would have done a C lecture if I would have been in the house. But this is Atarbun Shore Munisu, the Atarbun Siswa classes and I, Tunan Baban with the soft. Nagiram Gar Marabakshi. So, the Zoroastrian, the old soldiers never died, but the fade away with the person. I've taken you from history down to Lahore, where the Zoroastrian practicing Australia and Iqbal said that this has greatly impacted negatively in the Muslim activities. Thank you very much.